mama tell me we gon' ride till this thing broke. Severing all the ties with them lame folks. Getting high, spending time with the angels. It's a vibe every time when we lay low. Can you teach me how to love again?
Music credit to Royal-T.
Love a friend. Take down my garden trust again. Remember that I'm just a man. Remember all them days I tried to please you. Thinking thoughts I spoke was ways to mislead you. Your love a drug I took that I became a fiend to. Memories done turned to dreams I wish they came true. Keep me in check, that's my little baby, I swear. Smirk when I tell her come mess, she get it wet. Watch me dive all in the flesh, the trophy I wanna contest. Just give me respect and shower with gifts. Let's go to your neck, go ice on your wrist. Get down with the set, that money come with. Our people what's next, it's all in your step. You know what's right, so don't move wrong and let's just move it past. I'm 1 + 1 that equals 2, baby, just do the math. Impressed by vodka tonic wings and that exclusive ass. You want this love, I want it too, so we can make it last. You ain't gotta say too much.
Right. And really, when I was thinking about preparing for this show, it's the first one in the new year, so Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Is that the first one in the year? Okay.
It's the very first one. So, because it's the very first one, I was thinking, like, how can we celebrate? Like, we got to come up with some really good energy. But it's been crazy. So, one thing I do love about my job is I get to interact with people. I just get to connect with people. Spending time conversating and communicating in ways that allow me to kind of see where people at, like what mood they're in eventually shines through. You know, we talk and we conversating. And what traditionally we think about New Year's is like we're renewed, we feel fresh, good energy, you know, fresh start. It's time to do something that I didn't do before. Right. New beginnings. But people ain't really feeling like that. Like it's almost like, you know, we had New Year's came, it is 21, but the energy is low. Like it's been different this New Year's. And I know like some people have been at home for a while, didn't get to see family like they would, didn't get together like they would. I know my family, we had to just everybody huddle virtually because it wasn't safe for our grandparents. It wasn't okay for my brother's wife who's with child. It wasn't safe to get together. So we didn't get together. And when people are dealing with stuff differently, sometimes they don't get a chance to, you know, unplug. Like they just trying to understand day to day.
Yeah.
And that's real. So while we're thinking about it, some things that take our energy, like breaking news. Cop gets no charges for shooting Jacob Blake in the back 7 times. You know what I mean? Like, okay, here we go. Like,
right.
I mean, I don't know how many times you got to scream this out, but here we go. Then right after that, breaking news. Trump mob storms the Capitol to stop the confirmation of what they call a fraudulent election. Like, they just deemed this, it ain't gonna fly.
Right.
And they at the Capitol evacuating lawmakers. A cop even gets killed. And I mean, I ain't heard of no repercussions. Ain't no been no accountability. And I seen something real deep. Like I had to look at it and kind of think, like, where's your head at? You showed me the post. We not saying shoot them.
Oh, yeah.
Right? That's not what we're saying. But, like, don't shoot us.
Right.
Like you
Exactly.
don't shoot
like
them.
You don't shoot them. Yeah.
Like, that's it.
That's it. That's
Just
the
treat
one.
us like you. This guy sitting in Nancy's chair, like she just Nancy, just sitting in her chair. Talking about he ready to die a violent death. Like I don't know. It's a lot to take in, and sometimes you don't get renewed and refreshed when you keep saying the same thing.
Yeah.
Right? Your thoughts take over. And sometimes you need to break away from what you're seeing, and the first point I want to make is like, don't minimize the power of unplugging.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's something real to be tired emotionally, physically. It's something real to really think that you can heal in the same environment that you got sick. Like, sometimes it just don't work like that. Right? And if you don't allow yourself to unplug, things like decision making, you make them from the position that you're in, right? So if you are tired, if you are frustrated, if you are angry, like, the decisions that you make, that you got to get quiet with your thoughts. Like, you have to, and turn off negative thoughts.
Absolutely.
Really, thoughts can be addicting.
Man.
Like, you get into this spiral of just thinking what could become, how it should go, when it should go, if I do this and cross this T and dot this I. Like, thoughts they consume your time. Like, you really end up not getting anything done because you're just thinking about what you got to get done. Like, you have to unplug. And when you get into that addicting, like, behavior or overthinking things, you start to have, like, these weird behaviors. Like, so you hoping, wishing, medicating all of your anxiety, trauma, pain, hurt away, right? But then you go on social media and you compare.
Which is the worst thing to do, man.
And you pray for growth, but you're driven by likes and comments. And if the comments ain't pointing towards growth, that you ain't going in that direction, because that's where the value is. Like, that's weird behavior.
Yeah.
You do that. Like, I pray for God to really, show me the way, and then I grab my pencil and I'm trying to connect the dots and I'm moving.
Write down your plan and what you want to do and how you gonna do this, and it's like
unplug.
Yes.
Unplugging allows you to get away from the wrong measuring stick. Like, what's important and what's not.
That's a good one.
And that's where I believe anxiety, insecurity, it grows, it thrives in a place where, happiness is abundant.
Yeah.
And it's a lack of peace. And when you get into those positions mentally, unplugging helps, like, just getting quiet and really understanding what to take necessary breaks, unplugs from.
Yeah.
When we listen to our body, if we're more angrier, we're short-tempered, just kind of not ourselves. Like, listen to yourself to a point where, how can I get quiet and figure out what the issues are? Like, how do I hit that directly, head on type of thing? And when you unplug from the right stuff, you really do get renewed. There is a refresher that comes your way. I can't be upset in my situation and then go run and jump on Facebook and look for every post that confirms how I feel. But what I could do is get quiet to a point where I hear my thoughts. What is driving my, behavior, my activity? Why am I angry? Like, dealing with that head on. One thing we don't do is deal with things directly. I gave some stats last time we talked. We are the most obese. It could be obsessed. With some of the things that we see, it could be obsessed.
It definitely can be.
Like, man, there is a drive on social media that gets people to do things for likes and comments and views and watches. Man, cloud is serious, but that wasn't on there. That wasn't it. But we are the most obese, medicated, in debt, an adult cohort in this nation's history. And when we have situations that we should hit dead on or directly really just address them, we in turn we numb that thought.
Don't even know how to address it.
We adapt to
it. Is what you're used to.
So it becomes the norm. You learn how to move with it. And really, honestly, we just are getting further and further away from the points we're trying to get to, the places we're trying to get back to. Unplugging allows you to get out of your environments. Like when the world stopped and sometimes you had to be at home, you figured out if that environment was something that can make you grow. Like, are you really thinking good now that you can, stop running the streets or stop being in places that maybe you don't necessarily want to be or want to be? You take time with them. So it's one of those things where environments change for everybody. So now people run to social media. Social media is Clubhouse. Clubhouse is a part of the Clubhouse. But can you turn off your notifications on those things? Mm-hmm. Doesn't matter what the next person is doing. And for some, we are really good at, hey, enough is enough. Let's turn it down.
Right.
And for some, I see people like, man, I can't say no, and I can't push it off till next time. Yep. And I gotta be there to do this, and I'm gonna keep doing that, and I can't be myself. And that's a lot of work. That's hard. It's hard. So, unplugging allows you to remember why you started. What's important. What are the values, right? I sat on a panel for 12 hours. 12 hours.
12 hours.
As a content strategist. So I was there to help people understand why content was important and how they improve or change and modify their content to be more effective, more impactful, right? So I had a really good time. For 12 hours, I talked to people directly, listened to them, heard them out. And really, to me, they were answering two questions. Who they were, and ultimately what they wanted to do. And for some reason, that is a really hard question. Both of them are really hard questions for people to answer right out. And you can hear it in the introduction, like, they don't want to say too much, and they don't want to give themselves the right credit, and they don't believe they are who they are, right? That's unplugging gets you to a place where you can have preparation, and you can vision, and you can get something to a place that you feel like you can believe in it.
Believe in it. Be confident in it.
Be confident in
yourself. Man.
Remember why you started. Some people do start for the wrong reasons, and we're gonna do a talk. We're gonna do a session, a productive vibe around making sure you have a goal. We definitely talk goals, but some people are not attaching what they want to an ultimate goal, like an ultimate outcome, and that gets sticky, right? And what I mean by that is, if you're doing something for money, I'm looking to monetize. So you got a podcast, and how do you monetize? Okay, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with making money. Right. Make plays, get the bag. But if that's the only shot,
the only reason,
we playing darts with no aim, and that's harder. People are willing to compromise themselves because it's hot right now. That's harder. It's hard to show up and keep acting like somebody else. That's hard. And people get tired of the hustle, and that's not what they're looking for. So when you unplug, you get a chance to see what can get you money, but what are you working on that's ultimately, and what I call, what's servicing people, because that's where the money is. What are you doing in purpose that's giving a service to somebody else that's helping them be a better them? Be comfortable being just them authentically, unapologetically.
Right.
Right? So with unplugging, we allow ourselves to be ourselves. We get to a place where we understand that it's important. It's something that we got to do. So, last thing I'll leave you with is that we can control two things. Really, how we prepare for something and how we respond to something. And unplugging will help you do both of those in a confident manner, right? Unplugging will help you get ready to prepare and to respond. So, what else do we need to talk about when we think unplugging? Just unplugged.
I feel like we covered everything with it, honestly. Some really good points. And like you already said, it's just important to unplug. You really find out who you are. You have to know who you are and what it is that you're wanting to do, your passion. Like people just do things just to do it because it's everyone else is doing it. They want to be a part of. They want to be a thing.
Yeah.
It's hidden for this person. Oh, let me see if it hit for me. Find what your passion is. What is it that you want to do? Be confident in that and just go with it.
Make plays.
Make plays. Next play mentality.
I am Dr. Classic. This is Quinn with Quinn's Collective. Until next time, let's talk about it.